Guys, we put up to BELLA+CANVAS today. My first $100,000 I actually made from the BELLA+CANVAS 3001C. So for me personally, this is a full circle moment. I was in the warehouse in Atlanta just pressing out shirts all day. Now we're here today and we're gonna break down how to make a t-shirt from A to Z. It's crazy, man. Full circle moment for me. This shit goes a fucking mile long this way and it goes a mile long the other way. This is so big. This is definitely like the Illuminati for t-shirts.
Yeah, that's it.
We're giving you the inside scoop, all right?
You're about to see the largest cutting floor in the Western Hemisphere. So we're really proud that that's right here in LA. So right through here.
Oh my gosh. Yo.
Each of these tables are about 50 yards long. So between this and then it's duplicated over there, it's a football field length that you have here with the cutting tables. God. We have over 80 tables.
Can you show us one of the machines or show us the process?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you guys watched part 1 of the video, we show you guys how they dye the fabric and get it into rolls like this. So make sure you guys check out part 1. This is part 2 where essentially we're gonna show you guys how these rolls actually start to turn into a t-shirt. As you can see, they got millions and millions of pounds of fabric. And then all these are containers of fabric that come in daily.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, daily, constantly coming in. These are shipping in just from across town where you saw them get dyed. And now we're gonna put them into inventory here.
You guys are moving work. This is weight. This is like aisles and aisles and aisles and aisles. So this is essentially your storage for fabric to get ready to get cut.
Yeah, exactly. It'll sit here until the order is up for us to start producing, and then we'll move it over here to the cutting tables.
Oh my God,
to the left.
Crazy.
Have you been into a facility like this before?
I've never seen anything like this in my life.
So we try to do everything as environmentally friendly as we can. Just the fact that we have dyeing in LA, it already holds us to accountability levels that other people don't have. We also do recycling of all of our scraps. So any of the plastic, paper, and the fabric that you see, it all gets recycled. Some of the pieces get turned into dog bed stuffings, Bella stuffings, mattress stuffings. And then we also have an EcoMax shirt. It's 100% recycled.
These are scraps from the cutting facility that instead of throwing it away, you guys are saving it all and it goes into this machine?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a baler. You'll see instead of bales of hay, it's bales of shirts.
Scrap shirts.
Yeah, scrap shirts.
And then this will go to like another company to make dog bedding or it'll go into your eco-friendly shirt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So guys, one of these tables is half the length of a football field. As Travis Kelce was trying to score a touchdown, he would have to run the length of 2 tables.
You can see here, they stack up all the rolls. These are called spreaders. So in a typical facility, someone would have to walk miles back and forth, physically rolling out the fabric themselves.
So essentially with these rolls, you gotta lay them flat to cut them. Other facilities, they're having people manually doing that shit. Obviously, it's gonna create inconsistencies. With this, they have a machine that just, and it's gonna be as smooth as it can be.
Yeah, there you go. He's about to take off himself.
Woo, see you later. And you guys see how the fabric is all laid flat, so that way it's gonna be a consistent cut. You're not gonna get a shirt that is skewed one way or disproportionate another way.
We can do 150 layers. So like when you cut a sleeve, you'll have 150 sleeves just right here.
Eric, nice to meet you, bro. Are you the manager of the cutting facility?
Yeah.
Do I have to sign a liability form to ride one of these up and down?
It's okay. No, you don't.
Ride one?
Yeah, you can ride one. Just hold on tight right here. You're just gonna get on.
Oh, like a motorcycle.
Exactly. Yeah, like a motorcycle. So the row's about to finish. So you want to finish off the row?
Yeah.
And then,
I'm not gonna fuck it up, right?
No, you're good. Yeah.
All right. So go left, right?
Yeah. Hold on. Go that way, yeah.
Oh shit. Woo! Yo, this is crazy. Make sure you guys shop BELLA+CANVAS. They got the best t-shirts in the game. As you can see, I'm rolling it out myself. I'm making a t-shirt today. Superline E is making t-shirts at the BELLA+CANVAS factory. And there you go. Did I do a good job? Did I mess it up?
Oh, you're good.
I'm good? So
good,
what does he do with the stick? He's just flattening it out more?
Yeah, he's flattening it out. Yeah, any more little wrinkles that come out, he flattens out, straighten out more.
How many rolls do you think you guys process in a day?
Maybe probably more than 100.
And how many shirts will come out of this?
Around 10,000.
10,000
in just one table. Yeah, correct.
Guys, look at the vast size of this. Look how many ones. I can't even count.
These are the cutters, and you'll see that they're on tracks, so we can move them from table to table. The machine will actually drag all the fabric down this way. We're very proud of these. These are about $1 million each, these cutting machines here.
$1 million each. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $30 million in just this machine.
It's a laser guided cutting machine. So have you seen someone cut by hand before?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's inconsistent. So if you guys have seen videos online of factories cutting out the panels, most people are cutting it out by hand. When you do it by hand, you're getting a very inconsistent cut. This is $1 million cutting machine to where, I mean, it's $1 million. It's gonna cut it exactly correct, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. When you have someone on hands, it's like if they're right-handed, left-handed, it's gonna cut different. If they're putting too much pressure on one side, it's all gonna be different. This is gonna be consistent across all batches, regardless of if it's this table or that table or 3 years from now or whatever.
Can we see one in action?
Yeah, let's go find one. So as you can see, another step to get a accuracy. There's like a shrink wrap process. You can see to the right how it gets compacted, just to make sure there's no moving around and to make sure those cuts are consistent.
What is this panel? A sleeve, a leg?
These look like sweatpants.
Sweatpants.
Yeah, these are fleece bottoms. You can see this is one leg.
This is the fabric that they rolled out on the machines. Then once they get it ready, it comes through here, and this machine is cutting the panels out. And this is the finished product right here. It's crazy. Oh, so once they cut it out, they bundle it, and it comes like this. How many people do you think work on the production side?
At one point, it was like 2,000 U.S. employees.
I don't even know 2,000 people, let alone 2,000 employees. That's insane. So is this the same sort of thing on this side?
Yeah, just more product going on.
Wow. They have a machine for shrink wrapping pallets.
Yeah.
How insane is this?
So you can check out this one. It'll wrap it one way, come over here, flip, and then wrap the other way.
Is there a liability form that I can sign to put one of my cameramen through here?
You know, I want to get through there so bad.
HR not going to approve that one. Sam, we got to put you through here. We got to wrap you up, bro.
We need the POV of the shirts. Each pallet here self-contains everything that is needed for that order.
So, for one shirt, like for the shirt.
Yeah.
So this is like a crew neck 3001T. Yeah. This has the sleeves, the neck ribbing, the front panel, the back panel, everything.
Yeah, everything's right here. So
this gets shipped to Central America where they sew it.
Yeah, we either take it across the street to our sewing floor here in LA, or it goes to Nicaragua or Honduras.
Wow. It's so efficient. Like, if you guys think about this, it's really even hard to fathom like how efficient it is and how it's even done. They're not ghetto doing any of this. Every step and process that they're doing, there's a science to the madness.
All right, so this is our large scale printers. This is what's printing out the patterns that get laid out.
So when you guys saw the patterns that were sitting on top of the fabric, it's actually getting printed on this machine right here. And then they're gonna lay this across the entire football field of fabric, so that way the machine is cutting it correctly.
And they update, of course, so they make sure like each size is going to be a different adjustment on there, so they're kind of always having to realign depending on what size and products and stuff they're having to do.
Y'all's Slack channel must be crazy. They probably got a million Slack channels internally. This is insane. This is, I guess, every single product. Like, for example, like this. If you want to make this women's shirt right here, this is all the patterns that it takes to make this shirt.
Yeah, you're in high confidentiality section right now.
We had to sign the NDA, but you know, the corporate guy, he didn't sign it, so we can give you guys the exclusive. We can show it to you.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see. These are all the style numbers of what it all is.
How many styles do you think you guys have across the entire line?
Over 200.
How do they even set this up? Like, I can't even imagine like orchestrating and figuring all this out. Like, it's crazy. Bro, we gotta interview the CEO. That would be crazy. Like, hey, how did you figure this out? There's so many parts. Like, where do you start?
Yeah.
Like, what is the first step?
Part of the story is, you know, their high school best friends started screen printing in their garage. They just started going around and getting, you know, little print gigs. Somehow that led to them getting a gig for Gap and then doing custom cut and sew for Gap. It was primarily for women's clothing. At the time in the 90s, there was no actual women's wholesale. They called it shrink it and pink it. So it'd just be the men's silhouettes. They would just make them smaller, and that was the women's collection. So Bella started as actual women's clothing in wholesale. And then a few years later, they made Canvas, the unisex men's line, and then they merged them together. So it's where you got BELLA+CANVAS.
Danny, if you're watching this video, can we please come and interview you? I don't know what kind of clearance we need to sign, what kind of NDAs we need to sign. I'll sign them all. The corporate guy, Vivek, will sign them all. We need to know your story of how you did this. And the one thing I want you guys to know too is look how clean it is here. I always tell people, whether you're in the print business, you're in the factory business, any business, if the shit is dirty, your product is gonna be dirty. You could literally eat your lunch off this floor and you'll be fine. That's how clean this facility is. That means the products will also be crispy, clean, and good as well. All right, we're going to, believe it or not, this facility is bigger than just one warehouse. So we're going to another warehouse. Yes, believe it or not, it's another warehouse. This is like a village, bro. The BELLA+CANVAS has like their own town. They got a zip code, guys.
This is warehouse one. This is where it all started. So as they grew, the owners grew out of the print shop and really started doing this for real. This is where it all began right here.
So this is where Danny used to take these steps to come into work every day.
Yeah.
I'm in your footsteps, bro. Big shoes to fill. Really big shoes.
Hop on in.
So what does this building do?
So this building has the other side of the business. This is IT, accounting, finance. They're all here in this building. And then our sewing floor is also here too. But at one point, this is what housed everything. So marketing, sales, everything you saw in the cutting floor, that all used to be right here, or what there was of it was here.
The fact that they started here and they got to where it is today, it's like absolutely incredibly crazy.
The cool thing about sewing, this is also just as efficient as the rest of our production. Each sewer is kind of experienced in working on a specific part of the shirt. This guy's doing the sleeve. And he'll just do sleeve, 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 sleeve. Pass it to the next person, they're gonna do the side seams. Pass it to the next, they'll do the collar. So they're not having to change out needles or thread or anything. They can focus on the one and be as efficient as they can and pass it on through.
Is this more for like samples, quicker production? Why do you guys sew some of it here?
Let's say you're, I don't know, company B, and you ran out of black shirts and you need more shirts, and you call your contracted sewing floor, and they're like, okay, we can get to that in 3 months. We own all of our stuff, so we can just move stuff around and get what we need to get.
All in-house. Also, what the made in US components does, guys, it helps quality control, right? Because everything is in their office, they're able to just go back to the warehouse and make sure that it's dyeing correctly, the patterns are cut correctly, so it's crazy. If they did everything overseas, you wouldn't know what you were getting.
Yeah, so that's kind of warehouse one. And they do have the better Zen garden here.
They have the better what?
Zen garden.
Oh, Zen garden.
Yeah. We're going to show you a lot of the secret behind the scenes stuff when it comes to product development. You know, we're working on 26 and even 27 styles.
I'll try to get as much as I can for you guys, but hey, if it gets blurred out, that's the corporate guy's job. Blame him, don't blame me. You guys know me. I'm always down to break the rules, but NDA kicks in. It is what it is. We'll give you guys as much as we can. So this is warehouse 2.
Yeah, so warehouse 2. This used to be the cutting floor.
They got good looking models walking out of here. Oh, it even smells good. It smells like product in here. It smells like rich. They have a gym in here, guys. You could literally work out in here. It's so crazy. What kind of, yo, they got a full gym. This is better than the gym at my hotel.
I was gonna tell you to bring your stuff. We can work out after we're done.
Everybody get some squats in. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
You can take a look way back here.
You guys can't see, but I can see.
In the other corner there, that's our sample room. So the women in there have over 100 years of experience sewing, and they actually are the ones that create the patterns and then send those to the sewing floors. So they're the ones inventing how to do it.
I would show you guys, but corporate kicked in. It's insane. It's insane. This is how they do it at a, I don't even know, billion, million, trillion dollar company. Warehouse 2, Warehouse 1, Warehouse 7, Bella Canvas. I don't know what other network is doing this for you guys. We are giving you guys the inside scoop as much as I can. I'm risking my job. I'm risking the corporate guy's job to give you guys, sometimes I'm risking Wes's job to give you guys the inside scoop. That's how much we're dedicated to give you guys the free game behind a billion dollar, trillion dollar, million dollar company.
All the dollars.
All the dollars, every single dollar, whatever you think about it. The craziest blank brand in the world. If you guys need blank t-shirts, make sure you guys go check out Bella Canvas. If this isn't a video for you to buy a shirt, I don't know what else I could do to convince you guys. From the dyeing, to the sewing, to the R&D, to the DNR, to every part of the process, I'm showing you guys A to Z. Make sure you guys go check out Bella Canvas. You know we stay giving y'all free game.